Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the King of Vessels and Heron. And again, this has come up twice this month already. In the first week, very emotional week, he was out there to help guide you. And this week, as you're starting on your journey, he's flying next to you with that Knight of Arrows, that hawk. So this Heron is gifted with psychic perception, and he really is the guardian between life and death. And the way I like to explain the court cards, and court cards can be very tricky to talk about because it all deals with personalities, characteristics, and aspects of people that are in your life. And this could be you, this could be somebody in your workplace, this could be somebody in your home, it could be your social gathering, that this aspect or this characteristic turns up. So, to get back to the symbolism of this, the Heron is a guardian between life and death, and we've seen that in the Mirror card. We also seen that in the Wheel card. They're sitting out there. So, the way I like to explain it, kings rule the kingdom. So, this king, he knows all about the, he's the king of the water energies, king of the psychic energies, king of the emotions. All right, and that's the type of person that you're going to have to be looking for, as you look upon this card. Now, some of the reading points around this card is the person that's going to be in your life is going to be somebody who's going to be fair, they're going to be honest, and they'll have some self-control. They're not going to fly off the handle. All right, they're going to be very in control of their emotions. If this is a person that's in your life, it could be somebody who's a mentor, somebody who's able to calmly tell you, how to do things, or give you the direction you need to get to, in a process or in a project. Maybe you're frustrated with something, and he's going to dissolve some of that negative energy and put more positive energy in you. He's going to take some of that negative emotion out and fill it up with positive emotion. There's going to be somebody who's very tolerant. They can sit there and listen to somebody rant and rave and get all angry and everything, and they're not going to get ruffled by it. They're also going to have a very peaceful demeanor. So, the type of person that fits this mold is going to be somebody who's going to be a catalyst to help people gel. So, a catalyst to help bring people together. When I think sports teams, I think general managers and coaches, they always talk about finding the right chemistry. That's what this King of Vessels is going to be like. It's finding the right chemistry with your family, your coworkers, your bosses, in your work situation, and just finding that right chemistry of hanging out with the right people in a social setting. If this is an aspect of their personality, it's going to be, you're going to look at somebody who's going to be a diplomat. Again, it goes back to that fair and honesty, that they have, and that peaceful demeanor. They're going to be a diplomat looking at, all sides. And as a king, he should look at all sides. All right, he's going to promote equality to all the parties that are out there. All right, and he's going to offer support, just as all kings and queens do. They offer the support that's out there along your spiritual journey. If this is an event, it's going to be an exhibit. It's going to be something that's going to support, networks. So look for that person to, possibly get you into a network to, connect with people, to help you out with your career, or, maybe a network, to help you out with, gathering new friends or something like that. And as always, the court cards ask a couple questions, and, this one asks, where do you need to be more tolerant? We talked about that at the beginning of the month, with the new year and the new January and just a new week, and where do you need to be more tolerant in your emotions? Now, you've started on journey, and then it kind of got put to the wayside. That Queen of Bows kind of talked to you, and then it started again with the Wanderer, and so that's what I'm going to start. I'm going to start with that second Wanderer card, and you've got 3 court cards here in the last 7 days, so people are talking to you with what's going on. So as you walked across that rainbow bridge into that wildwood forest, where do you need to be more tolerant of your emotions going forth? Yesterday was that Knight of Arrows. You want you to be quick and swift in your thinking, quick and swift in your actions. All right. And the day before that was rest. All right, so where do you need to be more tolerant as you're moving forward between that rest and that quickness? Where do you need to be more tolerant in letting things go? All right, and being reborn with that 8 of vessels, that rebirth card. Did you rest enough with that 4 of arrows? Were you tolerant enough? Did you kind of let everything go? I think, for me, whenever I rest, recuperate, rejuvenate, I'm very, I'd let everything go. I don't even think about what's bothering me, because it's like, you know what? It doesn't make a difference. It's time. It's just time to rest. All right. And in yesterday's card, and the way they're sitting, they're actually sitting like this on a table. So, that Knight of Arrows is looking at you. All right. And the questions that he asks us for is, what do you need to stand up for? Maybe there was, an aspect going on, in your work situation. What do you need to be, stand up for? And this King of Vessels says, you know what? He's looking right at that hawk, saying, you know what? You don't need to be so rash. You don't need to be so judgmental. Okay? Show a little tolerance in your decision making. Show a little tolerance before you quickly speed to whatever it is that thought process was, whatever that quick and witty answer is. All right? Now, the other question that the King of Vessels talks about is, who is depending on you for support? Is that hawk depending on you for support? Okay, because the other question that the hawk asks is, have you checked your information? Before you react to any situation, all right, look at it in the kingly aspect and says, okay, how am I going to support this? Who's going to depend on me for making that right decision? And the hawk's going to look at it and say, you know what? I need to go back and look at more information. That's the question it asks. How have you checked your information? So these two are talking to you at the same time. Plus, you got that Queen of Bows sitting out there 5 days ago. All right, and she's giving you the sympathy and the empathy, and she wants you to get going too. All right, and she's asking some questions about influencing those around you, and where do you need to be more understanding. But for what's going on right now, since you started this journey, you need to look at both of these cards as people in your life. Maybe you're the king and somebody else is that knight. Okay, they're talking to each other with what's going on. So who's depending on you for support? If you run yourself down and you don't take the time to rest and recuperate, rejuvenate, are you hurting somebody else that's out there? That's what that King of Herons is asking you. With that rebirth, the 8 of Vessels. Who's depending on you for support? Are you allowed, have you drank the waters of life? There's more water than can be filled in all these 8 bowls, and that leads into your rest. All right, are you rejuvenated enough? Have you recuperated enough from your activities? Because if not, and somebody's depending on your support, you're letting them down. All right, and there's that's 2 Vessels cards as well. So there's some, you got 2 Arrows cards and you got 2 Vessels cards, and it's, that's fairly significant because you got a lot of thinking going on, as well as a lot, some emotions. And this king is trying to help corral those emotions for you. All right, and as you get back to that wanderer 5 days ago, all right, who's depending on you for support? When you crossed that bridge and walked into the Wildwood Terrell, walked into the Wildwood Forest, who's depending on you for support to continue that journey? Who are you going to, possibly let down if you don't complete it? All right, and do you want that to happen? Of course not, but there's going to be others that are on your path that are going to help support you. Queen of Bows is there. She led you to, looking at you moving forward. You got the King of Vessels out there to help you as well. And then Knight of Arrows, it's flying up there. It's keeping an eye out for what's moving up in front of you. So that's today's card of the day, the King of Vessels, the Heron, out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. And as a friend of mine would say, that's my George. And guess what? This is George. I seen George out here in the waters earlier today when I was running. So hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, and leave your comments down below. And this is D for Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, stay safe, everybody.